WWE Smackdown results. 6/21/24. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes to appear. WWE Friday Night Smackdown results. June 21, 2024. Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. Commentary: Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Results by Nemer of WrestlingView.com. WWE Smackdown kicks off with clips from Clash at the Castle and the main event between Damian and Drew Mcintyre. We cut to Drew's promo on Raw where he quit and walked away. Live in the arena, loud CM Punk chants from the crowd and CM Punk's music hits. He comes out to a loud ovation from the WWE fans. He runs around the ring, greeting the fans, and gets into the ring. A loud CM Punk chant, and he says it is great to be alive on a Friday night in Chicago. He says every time he comes out, he is graceful to be graced in their presence. That is pressure. Wrestling or speaking in front of your hometown audience is pressure. Promising to do your best and walk away champion in front of your people is pressure. He mentions July 17, 2011, where he promised himself and everyone that he was going to walk out of his hometown the WWE champion. That is pressure. He could have slipped on a banana peel and made an embarrassment out of himself and Chicago, but he did not do that. He was told he was going to get jumped in Glasgow, that they needed more security. He asked if he ruined everybody's day, and the crowd says no. Punk says for weeks and months, Drew Mcintyre kicked him while he was down. And because of promises he always made and kept, Drew was also kicking Chicago. You can do three things. Either stay down, which is not an option. You can get up and turn the other cheek. He is from Chicago. That is not an option. He chose the Chicago way. They want to send him to the hospital. He will send them to the morgue. He said he planned on burying Drew's career 6 feet under. He just did not think it would be that easy. He says Drew quit. He could not take the pressure. He said Drew took his ball and went home. Out comes Paul Heyman, who says, "Ladies and gentlemen," and CM Punk is shocked. The fans chant, "Easy Dolly." Heyman introduces himself, and he is not out to disrespect Punk. Of all people, he would never disrespect him. Heyman says it is hot outside, and when Punk opens a show, it is hot inside the arena. Heyman says Punk sat next to his children when he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Despite being the wise man for the tribal chief Roman Reigns, Heyman told the world that Punk was his best friend. He meant it then and he means it now. He is out in an urgent situation. Heyman asks Punk if he may get into the ring. The fans chant, "We want Roman." CM Punk says there is not one person in the world who can hijack his promo and get the fans to chant Roman Reigns except Heyman. The fans chant, "CM Punk." Heyman gets in the ring and they hug. Heyman wipes away a tear and says he needed that. Heyman says he came out because driving in on the radio, they were listening to the radio and they said that Chicago is CM Punk's town. And that pissed off Solo Sikoa because now that Solo is the head of the table, Solo wants every town to be his town. Heyman says that the day he will get medically cleared, whoever gets in the ring with Punk will learn that they are in the ring with the best in the world. And if Punk does not get out of the ring right now, they are coming for him. He tells Punk to please get out of there right now. Punk looks at Heyman, and he says the Bloodline is going to try and jump him in Chicago. The fans chant, ****** Solo, and Solo's music hits. Out come the Bloodline. Solo tells Punk if he wants to be on Smackdown, his show, in his city, he has 2 options. One is that he pays his respect to the Bloodline, or 2, They will make sure Punk never gets cleared to wrestle again. The fans chant, CM Punk. And Punk asks Heyman what favor Heyman would ask of Punk if Punk were to do this favor. Heyman tells Punk to take in with him. Punk raises his hand and says he acknowledges the fact that he does not see the bloodline standing in front of him. He sees a bunch of fake-ass Usos and a phony cosplay tribal chief. Heyman leaves the ring, and the bloodline stand on the ring apron and get in the ring. Out runs Cody Rhodes with 2 baseball bats. He gives one to Punk, and the bloodline leave the ring. Beaten one head of the table, Cody challenges Solo to a match tonight. Bianca Belair is backstage stretching, and in comes Jade. She tells Bianca that she will speak to elders about them getting a rematch for their WWE Tag Team Championships after Bianca's match. Bianca agrees and goes out for her match. We cut to Cody Rhodes walking backstage, and he is stopped by Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Orton asks Cody if he is sure that he wants to face Solo tonight alone. Cody says he has this, and they shake on it. Orton walks away, and Owens tells Cody he doesn't like it. They always have a plan. Cody says he is probably right, but he has a plan too, and Cody walks away. Women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Chelsea Green versus Michin versus Bianca Belair. The bell rings, and we are underway. Bianca and Michin double-team Chelsea, and Chelsea falls onto the mat and to the outside of the ring. Michin goes for a drop kick, but Bianca moves out of the way. Bianca runs to the ropes, but Chelsea drags her to the outside. Michin goes for a baseball slide, but Chelsea moves out of the way. Bianca with her right hand onto Chelsea, and she takes her down. Michin with her right hand on Bianca, and Bianca with right hands. Chelsea gets back in the ring, and she lands a suicide dive onto them. Commercial break. Back from commercial. Michin with a sunset flip on Bianca, but Bianca kicks out. Michin throws Bianca to the outside of the ring. Chelsea gets to her feet and goes for unpretty her, but Michin gets out of it. A headbutt by Michin, and she hits Chelsea with the Styles Clash. She goes for the cover, but Bianca breaks it up. Bianca with a release German suplex onto Michin. Bianca hits her with the KOD. Chelsea throws Bianca to the outside. Chelsea goes for the cover and gets the pin. A loud ovation from the crowd as Chelsea celebrates in the ring. We cut to Heyman with Solo. Heyman looks scared, and Solo asks him if he wants to leave, and Heyman says he does not. Solo tells him, before he leads with CM Punk, he needs him to mention to the rest of the bloodline something. Heyman says he will take care of it right now. Solo says when Heyman comes back, they need to have a talk. We see clips of last week's show involving Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and DIY. We cut backstage. Kayla is with Grayson. He tells her what he wins tonight. He will go to Money in the Bank and win the ladder match for him and Theory. In come DIY, who tell Grayson that last week, Grayson sacrificed his best friend. We hear loud banging on the garage door behind them. The door opens, and we see a bloodied CM Punk with Drew Mcintyre standing in front of him. Drew picks Punk up on his shoulders and walks towards the ring. Drew drops Punk on the ramp. Drew mocks Punk, going down on one knee. He grabs Punk's bracelet and puts it in his pocket. Out comes Nick Aldis, who pushes Drew, and Drew pushes him back. The audio gets turned off for a few seconds as they yell at each other. Out come WWE officials and EMTs. Commercial break. Back from commercial, we see CM Punk being taken out on a stretcher into an ambulance. Men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga versus Carmelo Hayes. The bell rings and we are underway. Tama and Carmelo double-team Orton in the corner. Tama pushes Carmelo away, and Carmelo with a schoolboy cover, but Tama kicks out. Orton with an uppercut on Carmelo, and he throws Tama to the outside of the ring. Tama and Carmelo double-team Orton on the outside of the ring at Orton with right hands. He slams both men onto the announce table. Commercial break. Back from commercial, Tama with right hands onto Carmelo in the ring. A chin lock by Tama in the middle of the ring, but Carmelo gets out of it. Carmelo with a modified facebuster. He goes for the cover, but Tama kicks out. Carmelo with a springboard off the second rope, but Tama catches him with a backbreaker. He goes for the cover, but Orton breaks it up. Orton with an uppercut and a clothesline. Orton with a snap power slam onto Tama. Carmelo on the top rope and Orton with a right hand. Orton climbs the second rope and he lands a suplex. He goes for the cover, but Tama breaks it up. Tama with a sleeper of Orton, but Orton slams him onto the mat. Tama with right hands and Orton with a thumb to the eye. Carmelo with the first 48 onto Orton. Tama with a face buster onto Orton. Carmelo and Tama with right hands. Carmelo pushes Tama onto Orton, and Orton throws him to the ring apron. Orton throws Carmelo onto the ring apron. Orton with a double DDT. Orton goes for the RKO. Tanner Lowe gets on the ring apron, and Orton knocks Lowe off the ring apron. Owens on the outside, and he hits Lowe with right hands. Tama runs towards Orton, and Orton throws him to the outside. Carmelo rolls Orton up from behind and gets the pin. Winner: Carmelo Hayes. We see clips of Raw and the Wyatt Six. Commercial break. Late Night's music hits, and out he comes to the ring. He says he doesn't want to waste any time, and he calls Logan Paul out to the ring. Logan does not come out, and Late Night says he said he wanted the US Championship, and Logan said no. Late Night got a phone call telling him that Logan will be on Smackdown, and now he no-shows. Late Night says next week Logan cannot run when it's him, Logan Paul, and Santos Escobar. Late Night says he will win it and get the US Championship from him. Out comes Santos Escobar, and Late Night tells him he was asking for Logan Paul. Santos says he doesn't need an invitation, and Late Night must be delusional. He is out chasing Logan Paul like a desperate Chicago fanboy. Santos says next week Late Night won't just deal with Logan, but he will deal with him too. And Late Night would be wise to remember that. Late Night tells him that every time he had to bait him, he did. Escobar with a kick. He picks Late Night up, but Late Night lands on his feet and hits him with the BFT. Late Night says he told everyone. Out comes Logan Paul from behind, and he hits him with a right hand. Logan throws Late Night shoulder first into the ring post, and he hits him with a big right hand. Commercial break. Men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Kevin Owens versus Andrade versus Grayson Waller. As Kevin Owens is walking down to the ring, the Bloodline attack Owens from behind. Randy Orton runs out with a steel chair and he helps Owens back to his feet. Owens gets in the ring and the bell rings. Grayson throws Owens to the outside, Andrade with a spinning back elbow. He goes for the cover, but Grayson kicks out. Grayson rolls to the outside, and as does Andrade. A right hand by Grayson onto Andrade, but Owens with a right hand onto Grayson. All three men get on the ring apron, and Grayson backdrops Owens on the apron. Andrade with a sunset flip, and he slams Waller onto the outside. Commercial break. Back from commercial. Andrade with double knees onto Waller and Owens. He goes for the cover on Owens, but Owens kicks out. Andrade and Owens with right hands, and Andrade with a big right hand onto Owens. Waller with a double knees to the face onto Andrade. He goes for the cover, but Andrade kicks out. Waller with a kick onto Kevin's knee, taking him down. Waller on the ring apron, and he climbs the top rope, but Andrade with a right hand. Andrade goes for a suplex on Waller. Owens powerbombs Andrade down, and Andrade suplexes Waller. Owens with a swanton off the top rope onto Andrade. He goes for the cover, but Andrade kicks out. Owens hits Andrade with the stunner. He goes for the cover, but Waller pulls Owens to the outside, and he slams the knee of Kevin Owens onto the ring apron. Waller runs into the ring, and Andrade hits him with the message. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. Winner, Andrade. Commercial break. Michin is backstage, and in comes Tiffany Stratton. She tells Michin that, unlike her, she will win her Money in the Bank match. Michin tells Tiffany that, unlike her, she is not crawling towards Nia Jax for protection. Tiffany goes for a right hand. Michin blocks it and hits Tiffany with a right hand. In comes Nia Jax, who hits Michin with a big right hand. We cut backstage, and Kayla says that Drew told her he will see her on Monday. Kayla mentions that CM Punk will stay overnight at a hospital for further evaluation. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Solo is backstage, and Heyman tells Solo he did what he asked him to do. He told Solo that Solo is breaking commandments. Heyman tells him that Roman told Heyman before he got on his plane after WrestleMania, CM Punk was off limits, and no one would touch him. Solo tells him that he loves him, but Roman is not coming back. Heyman looks shocked, and Solo's music hits. Solo tells him he is sorry and walks out. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman. The bell rings, and we are underway. Solo runs towards Cody, but Cody moves out of the way, and Solo falls to the outside of the ring. Cody with a suicide dive onto Solo. Right hands by Cody, but Solo with a right hand. Solo grabs Cody, but Cody throws Solo into the ring steps. Cody throws Solo back into the ring, but in come Tama Tonga and Lowe. They attack Cody from behind, and the referee calls for the bell. Winner, by disqualification, Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton's music hits, and out he comes with Kevin Owens. Orton hits Tama with an RKO, and Lowe is thrown to the outside. Orton, Owens, and Cody surround Solo, and Solo smiles at them. Jacob Fatu comes from behind and super kicks all three men. Fatu throws Owens to the outside, and he hits Owens with a Samoan drop onto the steel steps. Fatu runs and spears Orton through the barricade. He gets back in the ring and Cody with right hands. He clotheslines Fatu to the outside, but Fatu lands on his feet. He drags Cody to the outside and slams Cody onto the ring apron. Fatu places Cody on the announce table, and he climbs the top rope. Fatu with a splash off the top rope onto Cody through the announce table. Fatu gets in the ring and Solo gives him a hug. The Bloodline all stand in the ring and raise their hands and fingers, pointing to the sky, and Smackdown goes off the air.